So we're finally getting ready to put this thing back together. We bought new upper A-arms because the old ones we had with a two-piece design, so we got rid of that. We also bought new uppers and rebuilt these arms. We were at it, new garlocks, new bushings, all that. So if you look at these are actually a new design that Roll's starting to use on all the new A-arms. It uses a nut off of a Kawasaki, which is a nut that Doug's all sorts of excited about. And then the uprights are actually different as well. So we're gonna be putting these in. We got brand new uprights for this guy. So those are gonna go in. And then we also bought brand new spindles. These are 450R spindles. We're gonna be using an 06 and up 450R setup. It's essentially the same as the 400EX, which is kind of what we want for the desert. So these are brand new spindles from Honda, which we're gonna be putting on as well. And then we are gonna torque all these A-arm nuts down. Roll always talks about using the OEM torque specs, so we're going to just put 30 pounds on all of these. My assistant Sophia is going to help me, and then after we get those torqued, we'll put these spindles on. All right, so come on in, sweetheart. Okay, so let's do these upper ones first. That's going to be our standard one, not our. Okay, so we're going to use that one, and we're going to use our 5/8. Okay. Go ahead and switch me spots with that 5/8 going. Okay, that's done. Trade me. Let's do this one. Okay, good. Let's go to the other side. Just wiggle it out. Okay, let's do this top one. Put your hand all the way in the bottom. There you go. Okay, switch me. So one of the things that we kind of figured we would do is put the motor in a little sooner than a lot of other guys do on their builds. We need to switch it up. That's a 17. So the older style A-arms, the two-piece A-arms, actually use a different size bushing. So this bolt is actually a different size bolt. It's a standard bolt as opposed to the others, which are metric. So we had to get Doug's got a whole pile of bushings that are just for this purpose, which are to put the new style A-arms, so it's a bigger bushing, inner diameter that fits the larger bolt.
That doesn't want to
fit. Oh, you need to put the extension on. Okay, so we're going to torque these down. Can you get it in there?
I think that works.
There you go. Okay, careful with that. Okay, good. Let's do the same back one so we can pull the extension out.
Yep.
There you go. Careful with the frame.
Yeah.
So we actually had to start from scratch on this. The other frame we had, there was a little bit of a problem with the powder coating, and whenever the ratchet was coming in contact with the frame, it was actually chipping the powder coating. So we had to pull the whole thing apart and start from scratch again. Luckily, we weren't too far along in the process when we got to that point, when we realized what was happening. Okay, good, that's done. Okay, so let's put these down. Okay, let's grab our knuckles. So this is the right, which is your side.
Yep.
This is the left, which is mine. Okay, grab a washer and a nut, 2 each, Soph. Okay, so your upright is going to go through. This is on top. Okay, so we slide these in. And then you want to put these in with the suspension, with the A-arms vertical. That allows the upright to suck in there all the way. If you look, these are actually tapered. So if you put them in at an angle, they typically won't go on all the way. So you want to get them in there. Now we're not going to torque them down on video, but we always want to make sure that we get this flat. Some guys will use a tie down or something to hold it in place so that we can get them all the way up in there. Okay, let's see how you're coming over there.
It's not synced. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Oh.
You're upside down.
Dang it.
So this is how we train the next generation. We make mistakes, we figure it out, we have to take it all apart and start all over again all the time. Okay, so run those through. Washer first, good. Castle nut on top. Okay, so let's speed that up. Okay, so nice and smooth, back together. So we're gonna actually try to torque all this down with the A-arms level like this, so that everything will go in there nice and smooth and it'll suck up into that taper, and then we'll torque all these down. We wait on the top ones because we gotta be able to pull this off. Once we get this thing together, we gotta be able to pull this off to back or go in on our nut here to make sure that we're nice and straight. We run ours basically vertical. We're predominantly riding these things in the sand dunes, so we want those tires pretty much vertical right up and down, so we get everything nice and straight. So we'll do that at the very end, but we'll get all these torqued, get our cotter pins put in place, and then we can start moving on to something else. Thanks.